If you feel overwhelmed after hours of doom scrolling social media or feel that itch to reach for your phone because you don't feel whole without it, then digital minimalism could be the answer that you're looking for. Today, we're talking about digital minimalism and 6 ways to implement simplicity into your online life. Everything about our lives is moving to the digital realm. Our social connections, our work, our entertainment. With a single device in the palm of our hand, we can access the entire world's knowledge in an instant. But in exchange for this convenience, we're asked to pay up with our most valuable resources, our time and attention. With our lives being more and more centered around social media, our attention has become the main currency that Silicon Valley trades in. Apps, especially short-form video content like TikTok and Instagram, are designed to hook you in. They leave you scrolling for hours on end. I'm sure we all know the feeling of being completely mentally drained after we've spent hours mindlessly scrolling, but it doesn't have to be this way.
Digital minimalism gives us the tools and the mindset we need to regain control of our online lives and free up our time, energy, and attention for the more important things in life. So first up, what exactly is digital minimalism? Digital minimalism is a philosophy that encourages us to be mindful and intentional with our digital devices. It takes the key lessons of minimalism, such as simplifying your life into what matters the most to you, and helps you apply it to your technology. It allows us to take our devices from being attention-hogging, anxiety-inducing distractions to being helpful tools that actually improve our lives. By simplifying and being intentional with our devices, we can reduce or even eliminate a huge source of distraction in our lives, which allows us to focus on what truly matters. With this extra focus, we can be more productive in our day and our work lives, which means we can spend less time working and free ourselves to spend more time with loved ones, focus on hobbies, and simply doing the things that truly matter to us. At the end of the day, a better work-life balance can only be a good thing. By reducing the constant bombardment of notifications, the ongoing hum of being overstimulated, and giving ourselves the time and space to focus on what's important, we can also reduce our stress and anxiety, leading us to a more peaceful and content existence. This intentionality also extends to our online social interactions. Digital minimalism encourages us to focus on quality, meaningful online friendships instead of obsessing over having 1,000 plus Facebook friends. By identifying your most important online relationships, you can dedicate your attention to nurturing them and helping them grow. So how can you become a digital minimalist and start reaping all the wonderful benefits? Fortunately, we've got some simple steps to get you started.
Number 1, declutter your apps. First things first, it's so easy nowadays to let our devices become overwhelmingly cluttered with apps. With a single click, we can add a new, incredibly niche app to our phone, use it once, and then forget it's even there. Now's the time to go through your devices and remove the programs and apps that you'll never use, as well as those that don't bring you value. This is going to make it so much easier to navigate your phone or computer, and not only that, it's going to save you a whole lot of storage space as well. So now's the time, unclutter your phone. The less digital files that you need to store, the better. While you're here, tidy up your phone's home screen or your computer's desktop. Keep only the apps that you know you'll need to access all the time, and remove those that are massive time wasters. If you make it that little bit harder for you to access notorious gobblers of time, you're going to spend so much less time mindlessly scrolling. You can still use these apps, but do it intentionally so you can really enjoy the time that you spend on them. On a lot of these apps, you can also have them set a timer to remind you when you're spending too much time on them. Jess and I have set the timers on apps like TikTok and Instagram to 10 minutes a day. After that, it locks us out and we have to mindfully enter a password if we want to keep on scrolling and go past the 10 minutes allocated for that day.
Next up, turn off your notifications. With all the apps we install, all the emails, all the messages, all the weather notifications, all the reminders, it's easy for what are, in theory, supposed to be important notifications all just blur into one giant mess. In the end, you just simply ignore them all, even the actually important ones. To make the change today, go to your phone setting and turn off all the notifications for the apps you know are time sinks. You'll know what ones they are. Another option is simply turning off every single notification altogether and gradually turning them back on if there are some notifications you realize were actually useful. Whatever works for you best. Notifications are one of the biggest clutterers of our phones, and we guarantee you'll find yourself less distracted, more focused, and honestly less annoyed if you gain control of those pesky pop-ups. apps.
Number 3, organize your files. Like the physical possessions in our life, our digital files have a way of building up. Every time you quickly save something to your desktop or dump photos randomly onto your computer to free up space on your phone, you're leaving a problem for future you to deal with. So take some time to organize your files. Delete the screenshots of memes that have served their purpose, place everything into folders, delete your duplicates, and give yourself a nice clean slate to start from. If you can make a filing system for yourself, never have to worry about losing those important photos or those invoices you'll need for later. Plus, you'll no longer be overwhelmed when you open your computer or your phone and you see this abomination staring back at you.
Number 4, get new hobbies outside of technology. With how dependent we've become on our digital devices, it can feel uncomfortable to distance yourself from them. You might feel an itch to reach for your phone or jump onto your computer, even if you don't need to for any particular reason. When you start to remove something that's a huge part of your life, it's natural for it to feel like there's a gap to be filled. So now's the perfect time to pick up a new hobby or dedicate more time to your existing hobbies. Sport, exercise, reading, cooking, and gardening are all fantastic ideas for hobbies that don't rely on you being glued to your phone. When you build your life around other things rather than your devices, it's going to be far easier to resist the urge to mindlessly scroll.
Number 5, use Do Not Disturb. One of the biggest downsides of having such powerful devices at our beck and call is that it's always expected that we're online and always available. Gone are the days where if someone wanted to talk to you, they had to wait until you were available, even if it was the next day. This blurring of boundary lines even extends to our work lives, where our employers can contact us at any hour of the day and expect a response. We can salvage our peace and privacy though by setting our phones to Do Not Disturb for portions of our day, especially at nighttime. It's so freeing to just know that you're not going to be disturbed by the constant pinging of notifications, messages, or phone calls. We as people were not meant to be online and available all the time, and we actually need some peace and solitude to recharge. And you can even set it so that certain people, close family and friends perhaps, can still reach you even if you have Do Not Disturb set up, if you prefer. Give it a try, take the plunge, and see how much more peaceful your evenings become.
Number 6, do a digital detox. With our devices being such a huge part of our lives, it's hard to remember a time before them. A time when we weren't overstimulated, always available, and always distracted. So this is why a digital detox is so valuable. Set aside some dedicated time where you use no online technology at all, or at least as little as possible. Start with an hour, a day, or even a weekend, whatever you're comfortable with, and give yourself the space to sit with yourself, reflect, and give your mind time to detox from the overstimulation of all your devices. The more you do this, the easier it will become to avoid using your online devices. The goal is to encourage yourself to be more intentional with how you're using your technology. Rather than reaching for your phone whenever you're slightly bored, you might instead reach for a book, work on a project, or spend some time reflecting and sitting with yourself and being mindful, or something more fun. It's better to use your devices for a defined purpose, to use your precious time on this earth to not always be looking at a screen and chasing after that quick dopamine hit.
And there we have it, our 6 tips to incorporate some digital minimalism into your life. There's so many wonderful things about having such powerful devices in the palm of our hands, but there's definitely also some drawbacks, with our attention being fought for by tech companies everywhere and less of it being available for our own lives. Digital minimalism has become more important than ever to help us regain control of our lives.
Let us know in the comments below what steps you've taken to regain control of your digital life. We hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more simple living and minimalist focused videos. Until next time, bye.
Bye.